talking about went through empirical research, and all these researchers agreed upon what I'm talking about, right? When people say it as in a biblical or religious sense, it's bullshit. So when they say, well, scientists agree or researchers agree, them agreeing don't mean shit. It don't mean proven, because we wouldn't need them to agree if it was proven. Why do we need consensus and people to agree on something that's already proven true? Which, of course, they would know it was proven true before they went into their research. They would see the research, it would be proven true, that would be noted, and that's it. There's no more need for consensus within the community. See, it's people who in this whole field of debating, they don't even know what the fuck they're talking about. They don't even understand how a debate is even done or how research is actually done. They don't know how to research shit. They just going off of YouTube videos and dumb shit that people saying on emotions and religion or what have you, not truthfulness. Like, we can be civilized and come together on this, but if we're going to do that, we have to abide within a method that is common fucking sense, not delusion and belief and hypeness or what have you. It is just simply research, plain and simple, whatever you want to call it. So with empirical research, we found as a group of just people who are smart and intelligent in this world, that's the best way to do it. Because, okay, we can't do a Joseph Smith. We can't say, oh, God gave me this message and only I can hear the message and only I can go ahead and decipher this message and give it to you guys. There's nobody else. There's nobody else, right? We just got to believe what this man says. That's how we going to do that, right? This is what you're doing when you believe in the preacher, when you're believing the book. There's not enough consensus there. It hasn't gone through the scrutiny of everyone. So with empirical research, it's going to go to universities, right? It's going to go to everybody in that field with you, your peers, right? It's going to go to independent researchers, right? And once it goes through all that, everybody's going to come together with their findings. And then this is where, you show off, because then you can prove you know more, you did more, whatever the case may be. And this is where you can't bullshit, because you have professionals and other people on your level, above your level, below you, looking at your work. You're going to be discredited. You're going to be outed if you are fraud. So this is why empirical research is important and how we should use it. You bring this stuff within the context and then it's proven. You can't do that with a book that is based on spirituality, belief, and faith, because there's nothing. There's no archaeological proof that we can get to prove this stuff. So I'll say again, yes, empirical research is considered the primary basis for determining truth in most scientific fields. So whether you agree with it or not, this will be a scientific field when you're trying to prove this thing, right? As it relies on observable data and systematic experimentation to draw conclusions, rather than solely relying on theoretical speculation or personal opinions. Essentially, it means establishing truth through real-world evidence gathered through observation and testing. So, direct observation, empirical research emphasizes collecting data through direct observation and experimentation, allowing for verifiable evidence. Not just evidence, verifiable evidence. It's not archaeological verifiable or verified evidence. It's just archaeological evidence. So archaeology dug up some shit and they said, hey, this has a cross on it, which pertains to Christianity. This is evidence for Christianity. Doesn't prove shit. It proves that they was worshiping or, practicing Christianity during the time period of this evidence. The shard or whatever it is. That's all it means. So again, the Bible cannot be used as empirical research because it primarily relies on faith-based narratives and supernatural claims, which cannot be verified through scientific observation or experimentation. Plain and simple. Limitations on empirical research. It's important to note that empirical research cannot prove or disprove the existence of God or the truth of religious claims. Understand that. It's important to note that empirical research cannot prove or disprove the existence of God or the truth of religious claims, as these are matters of faith and belief. Empirical research is limited to the realm of observable phenomena and cannot address supernatural or metaphysical questions, right? So I can't use empirical research. I can't use science to prove that Jesus died for your sins, right? How are we going to prove that shit? You can't, like, it's just, again, faith. Understand what you're believing in, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to be a faith-driven person, stay on faith. Don't bring it to truth. Don't come here with them arguments. You have faith on something, right? That's it. There's no proof, nothing. So as so many people walking around right now, they're not going to see this video. And they're going to be blinded by just all the words and everything, historical research and data and all this bull stuff. None of it means proven. It's just evidence that adds to the point of, what we're talking about. None of it is proven. None of it means anything. It just means the lie is very old. And I highlighted this part right down here because it says the relationship between religious beliefs and mental health. So lastly, it says while evidence and historical accuracy are crucial for understanding past events, they don't equate to proven truth in the same way as mathematical or scientific proofs. Historical accounts rely on interpretations of evidence which can be open to debate and revision, because that's all evidence is evidence, right? It becomes truth once it's proven true. Then it's no longer evidence because it's the truth. So again, it's real simple. When you hear evidence, it's not truth. Or I have evidence that you stole this. Okay, prove it. Now, if you prove it, guess what? You're guilty, and that's it. You're labeled guilty. You was found guilty based on the evidence, right? So, as we do know, of course, to be fair, being found guilty, and this is different context, of course, being found guilty based on evidence doesn't mean what you was found guilty of is true, right? It just means more research needs to be done to prove the innocence of that person, right? It's the same thing in this field. But in this case, what you have to understand is based on the story. And this is what clouds everybody's judgment on all of this, because you're emotional about the story, but you're not thinking critically. Again, I just gave it to you, and that should be the end of it right there. One, again, we found the body of Jesus Christ, and it said Jesus' name on it and everything, right? This is the body of Jesus. Here Jesus lies, whatever. And we took a body out. There's no way we can prove that's Jesus, man. It doesn't prove that the story is true. It doesn't prove none of that, right? If when I decided to come up with the story, you know what I did? I killed this guy, wrote Jesus on the damn thing, and I buried him. So they'll find him 2,000 years later. It doesn't prove nothing. Like, whose DNA, again, are we going to use to prove that? It would just be a bunch of people with faith and belief, hoping that that's true, where we can look at the context of the story within the Bible and see can't possibly be true based on everything that's been happening and going on, with the world pertaining to the story, how things are supposed to unfold, prayer and everything like that. Faith and all that's supposed to be given way to us having our prayers answered. It's not happening. People are being shot and killed in church. Little kids are being killed in church. Preachers are dying of diseases and everything they should be dying from in church. It's no way. It's not proving the promise of the book. Nowhere, right? Take that all into account. I done broke this down. I gave you guys the body, the God body, the tabernacle. I told you what that stuff is. So again, the Bible is giving you, right? I broke all this stuff down before. Jesus is you, God is you, Satan is you. Disciples represent you. The Bible represents you. The Bible, when you really start to get into it, is talking about your body. Plain and simple, the Quran is giving you the science of the body, basically the physics of the body when you understand. Old Testament is giving you the spirituality. All of it is pertaining to the body and the soul, broken down in different stories. And when you start going through a lot of these stories, you'll see it start to match up with body parts. Basically the same thing the Egyptians did when you understand. It's the same shit. So it's a lot of real deep stuff to get into, which we get into in the society. We talk about all this stuff. We get into a lot more. We have a lot coming up there as well. So, again, super busy, a lot going on. I wanted to make sure I get this video out and just bridge that gap for a lot of people that's stuck in this. Because again, sometimes I give people too much credit, and it's hard for me to fathom that certain people don't be knowing stuff that is so obvious to me. And I got to get out of that, because I'll just be thinking that before you came into this argument, you did some research, and a lot of people just don't. But that's just indicative of a person going off faith. Again, nothing wrong with that. Just a person going off of what they believe in. But again, once again, I give you a video with enough information to give you an alternative thought process, because you're wasting your time. It's so much. And this is for my religious people. Man, you have no idea what you're missing out on. It's just if you stuck in this Bible thing, there is so much above that. Don't stop trying to mix the consciousness in with the Bible. Stop trying to do that. If you're going to acknowledge the consciousness part, that's what you need to stick with, right? It's not that consciousness in the Bible is matching up as far as the story is true, but it's also giving us consciousness, right? As far as like, oh, look, Jesus worked in consciousness to the whole. No, the stories is consciousness. It is the body, right? Don't get it confused. So if you want to be into that whole part of consciousness and everything like that, stick with that, right? Understand what the book is really telling you, and it's going to take you super far, because you wasting your time. And I talked about this before. I know so many people that just blew their entire lives on religion, man. And so much they missed out on because they was believing in this book. I know people who turned down record deals, who turned down so much because of their religion and not looking into what's true and what's not, and what's really going on. Again, of course, the satanic stuff scares you. I have videos on that as well. It's all bullshit. Satan is you. You need to understand what it's talking about. It's just the evil aspect of what's going on in everything when you really get it. Once you get past that, you understand that this is basically hell that we're in right here. Then stuff start to open up, and you start to get what the context of the book is and what it's all really pertaining to. But when it comes to the debate, when it comes to research, we done seen entire debates on this whole thing. The entire thing could be stopped. And this is one of the things that we see. And I think a lot of people don't understand when there's a debate on every level. Scholarly, I'm talking about like official debates, like scholars debating. They're debating the evidence. Understand? Like there's no debate if it's true. So the person that's going against has already won. And it's just hard for people to understand. There's no need to debate. If it was true, the whole society would be different right now because it was proven true. How is it that this stuff is true and we look at what's going on today, right? Reason for that. They're debating the evidence, right? The evidence says this. It's just evidence. It's not true, as I just broke down in this video. So hopefully it gives you guys a better understanding in your arguments and your understanding whether you're for or against, right? This should shine a lot of light on the whole process of, actually getting into this whole thing. And again, like I've been here, decades ago, and I'm realizing a lot of people just come into this information so they don't know what they're saying. They're repeating a video or something that they heard somebody else say, thinking because they heard a lot of people say it is true. It's bullshit. We will never, and there will never be proof for that book. It is not true. It's stories, allegorical stories, parabolistic stories. It is not true. If you choose to base your life on the messages of Jesus Christ, fine. Again, I have no problem with that. People think I'm evil because I put out videos like this, giving you truth, accept it or not. I'm not knocking your lifestyle, but be true to it. And you can't be. We know you bullshitters. And that's my point. So if you want to come into the debate room in the realm of truth and fiction, you can't really survive or exist there based on faith and belief in the story. So yeah, thanks for taking the time to watch. Scholars, check your emails. We got a lot coming up, meetings or what have you, a whole lot of stuff going on. Been busy moving, a lot going on. So stay tuned, watch your emails. We got a lot coming up. So again, this week only, for the rest of this week, link is in the description. Whether you join, no matter if you pay a big amount of money to join or not, it's going to be, the dues are $18 a month because we have 1 to 3 meetings a month. We have a lot of live meetings. There's a lot going on involved in that, as well as the website. So you get a lot. So if I was to put all the videos out, it's over 20 videos that I put out in the society. If I was to put all those videos out, you would have been paying, $20 for each one anyway, versus just $18 a month for everything, plus the lives, the lectures, and everything else. It's worth it. So take advantage now while that price, because you're seeing it went up to $500. So take advantage now while you have it for just $18. That's it. $18 a month from here on out. You don't have to pay the $500. After this week, again, it's going to go back to $500. So take advantage now. I'm going to leave it up for the rest of the week because I know I'm shadow banned. So a lot of people are probably not going to see this shit till the weekend. So Monday, it will be down. It will be done. Make sure you guys take advantage. I will see you guys next video. Peace.